ABC News contributor and infectious disease specialist, Dr. Todd Ellerin, for more on this. Dr. Ellerin, as always, thanks for being here. You know, we just heard in Ariel's piece that some COVID long haulers are seeing their symptoms significantly subside after getting the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, we know this wasn't what the vaccine was developed for, but it wouldn't be the first time in medicine that we see a treatment come about kind of accidentally. So what do you make of it all?
Good morning, Diane. You know, I think this is very good news. And, you know, the fact that patients are able to safely get this vaccine after COVID syndrome and the fact that they do improve. But the one thing I do want to say is you're right. We don't know yet whether it's really the vaccine that causes these symptoms of post-COVID syndrome to improve, or whether it's time or other interventions or what we call a placebo type of effect. We'll have to really know through controlled trials where we would give one group the vaccine and the other group placebo. That's the only way we would know for sure if it's really making a difference.
Now, Ariel also touched on research that shows 10% of COVID patients become long haulers. I know you've treated a lot of COVID patients over the past year. What's it like for those with lingering symptoms?
Diane, this is just, it's so discouraging. These patients come in. I have one lawyer, for example, she's in her 40s, you know, really bright, really motivated, and she can barely stand in the shower because she's lightheaded. She feels like she's going to faint. She has brain fog. She goes to the same supermarket she's been going to every week for the past 7 years. It takes her 15 minutes to figure out how to get to the toothpaste. So, you know, this is really a problem. One thing I want to highlight, though, is some of these patients have POTS-type symptoms. POTS stands for postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. Some of the features of this is that when you get up, you're very lightheaded. Your heart rate increases significantly. You can have changes in your blood pressure. So if you're feeling those type of symptoms, talk to your provider and ask them whether you might have POTS and whether you could be evaluated for that.
All right. So many fingers crossed that these studies now on the vaccine will lead somewhere for those patients. But before I let you go, I want to also ask about the AstraZeneca vaccine, because first there were those concerns over blood clots, which seems like they've been put down a bit. And then we saw the press release that the vaccine was 79% effective against symptomatic disease, 100% effective against hospitalizations. But then the NIH came out saying the company may have used outdated data. So what do you make of the back and forth here? And will we ultimately see this become a fourth FDA-approved vaccine in the U.S.?
It's amazing, right? 48 hours ago, we heard about these top-line numbers, and there was a global sigh of relief. We've all been waiting for that. And then yesterday, we hear that there may be problems with accuracy of data. I have to tell you, you know, this company, AstraZeneca, has really had problems right from the beginning. If you remember, they gave the wrong dose to 2,000 of their volunteers, 1,000 that had received the actual vaccine. Then there were issues with the transparency of, you know, how quickly they told us about this issue. So, and now we're hearing about issues with the accuracy of data. You know, I can count 8 billion reasons why AstraZeneca has to step up its game and ensure the integrity of its research data that it delivers to us. You know, as Karen Lendman said yesterday in the New York Times, basically about what happened with the AstraZeneca vaccine, she essentially said that we need to, in order to reach people, we really need to make sure that we get their trust. And it's unclear that AstraZeneca is able to build trust on its own. The good news is that we have levels of safety, and we saw that from the Independent Data Safety Monitoring Board. Obviously, when the FDA does its independent, you know, scrutiny of this, and the CDC as well. So we will ultimately know whether or not the AstraZeneca vaccine is effective for the United States population. So
what do you say to people who already had some vaccine hesitancy and then look at all of this and say, see, I told you?
Right. You know, it's really unfortunate. There's no question that these type of problems, you know, really erode the confidence of people who are vaccine hesitant. The one thing I want to say is, look, the fact that the Data Safety Monitoring Board, which is independent of AstraZeneca, basically said there's something wrong with this press release. You know, that is the type of thing that I want people to know. We are going to make sure before this is given an emergency use authorization that it is scrutinized. Now, I do want to say, I do believe that the AstraZeneca vaccine is very safe and I do believe it's effective. But I want to see the data, and I expect over the next 24 to 48 hours, we are going to see the change in these results.
All right, Dr. Todd Ellerton, it's always great to have you. Thank you.
Take care, Diane.
You too.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.